that
so,
stage they have to develop.
Girish, I'm getting back to the question once again, and also
Yes.
Ashok Chotwani and Rumataji. The three of you are the players on the field. Other people are just spectators right now. I like to have more players on the field. Every day I like to have more players. We have many spectators, but we want more players. Now Christian has also come to play the match. So and Bliko also has come to play the match. So now, why is this world full of suffering?
Because as an individual being separate from the world, we want to get happiness, not being a part of the whole. We are making that goal.
No, Girish, what you're saying is correct. I am even what Ashok Chotwani said, nothing is wrong. But we need to give, at the end of the day, we need a SIP answer. Answer has to be endorsed by SIP that it is.
We do not realize that everything is SIP. We look outside, but the truth is inside and everywhere. We go in search of the truth outside.
Good. Now you are coming.
Issue here.
No, now you are coming closer to the point, right? Because as long as we are searching outside, there is suffering.
Yes.
But is the suffering inside?
No. In the truth, there is no suffering.
So the question, I'm leaving another question with you before I continue with Ashok and the rest. Is the world full of suffering? I'm leaving the thought with you. So you come back, and Rumataji also spending to play, come back in the second, what we call second innings. So we have first inning and second inning. And then in this match, we can have third inning also. So Ashok Chotwani, with your permission, I'm giving Bliko and Krishnan first because you're with your permission. Okay, Bliko, and then I'm coming to you, Ashok Chotwani. Bliko.
Shivoham, everybody.
Sure.
So the main reason is ignorance.
What is this
Because
ignorance?
World is just an illusion. Like when we go to the source of our existence, which is birth. The birth happened because of the ignorance, right? Because mind and ego carry the unfulfilled desire, which leads to the next birth.
Correct.
Right. So this illusion of desire, unfulfilled desire, makes the ignorance rooted in the Jivatma, and he thinks that I can get my desire fulfilled from the world. Whereas it is like a musk deer, which is searching for the musk, right? Which is right in the navel of his own body. So the happiness is inside, and we are looking for the outside. So we will never get.
So what you say is correct, 100% correct. But why is that suffering?
That is because of the ignorance that the search is wrong.
Explain.
We are searching at the wrong place.
I agree with you. Can you explain why ignorance causes suffering?
Ignorance causing suffering because we are looking for the things which is not there. We are looking for the water when there is a mirage. How can we get the water? We can see the water, but we cannot.
So are you coming back? Are you coming back to Ashok Chotwani's first point that the world is because of desire and attachment? Are you coming back to agree?
That is one thing. That is one thing, and the illusion of that Maya makes people, go outward instead of going inward, and people get suffer.
So my dear friends, we already have a lot of, in the food and beverage industry, it is called mise en place. Anybody know the meaning of mise en place? Anybody? Mise en place ka matlab ye hai, meaning this, when you're making pav bhaji, you keep tomato, onion, potato, chaat masala all ready. You even cut and keep it. This is called mise en place. Mise en place means, I don't know, probably it's a French word. Bliss should tell us. Bliss, is it a French word, Bliss? Mise en place or no?
Yes, it is the good
How do you say in French?
La mise en place.
Mise en place. And what is the meaning of mise en place?
It's the preparation of the first item to make the reset.
Thank you. So it's a French word. I thought Bliss would help us. So mise en place. I mean, I'm pronouncing in Indian way. So in the mise en place, we have got all the mise en place, which means that desire, attachment, ignorance, what Rumataji said in a very nice way. But we have to cook it. We have to cook the answer. So I am still waiting now. How are we going to cook the answer? Krishna.
Shivam, sir.
Sure.
The thing is that first of all, we have to be accepted that we are a holy soul.
Yeah.
And we have to go inside. People are their mind is searching outside the in the world. They are attaching with the things or materialistic world.
Yes.
But the main question is who I am. If we are search with that question, that who I am, then only we are saved from this suffering.
Beautiful. Well said, Krishnan. Rumataji also said something simple, but still we are in mise en place. We have still not got the full answer clearly. We need to cook it. It will come. So anything more to add, Krishnan? I got your answer. Anything more to add?
That's the second. The people are thinking that what is going on another people's mind. They are suffering because they are not good inside himself or herself. They are think what is going on another person's mind.
We are living in other people's world instead of living in our own world, because we are dragged into the outside world. And because we are dragged into the outside world, we are suffering. But there is no outside world. The outside world is an illusion. It is Maya, what Girish says. Which outside world you're talking about? It is, I am adding a new word. It is a Leela. It is just a movie. We don't suffer a movie. Do we suffer a movie? Oh, Amitabh Bachchan mar gaya. Oh, Bachchan. Many people will cry. But we are suffering the movie. The mind is not letting us, Bliko told, the mind is keeping us locked in thought. We are caught in thought, and therefore we are not able to realize, what is the big deal? We suffer, and we are not able to overcome the suffering. We are not able to. We are just not able to. We suffer. That's why Buddha, what did Buddha say? Buddha said, Samatma, you are next. Buddha said, this whole world is full of dukkha. Then he went on to say, the cause of dukkha is desire. The cause of suffering is desire. This is Buddha's analogy. I mean, everybody has got his own. I'm not saying that this is the only right thing, but it's a good, he's the enlightened one. One man in the world is called Buddha. Only Buddha. And now second is our Dasi, Buddharani, because I call him Buddha. So he's also, now we have got a second Buddha. One Buddha and second Buddha we have got. But we are all Buddha. Everybody in this call is Buddha. How much Buddha, I don't know. But we are still cooking. Samatma and then Rekha Parvani. And then the second inning, Rumataji, everybody in the second line. Samatma bolo.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam.
Really, the world is not full of suffering.
Then?
I think I am I and I am the body. So, and not realizing that happiness is inside. I go searching for it outside.
Yeah.
And when I don't get it there, I start suffering. Not even realizing that this is my ignorance and it is all Maya.
So I'm going to make one point. Samatma, even Ashok Chotwani. See, is it only this running after desire that makes us suffer? Not necessarily. Sometimes there's no running after desire. Innocently, you are sitting down and your doctor picks up the call and tells, hello, Mr. Gaurav, as per your test now, you have got 14 tumors in your body. That fellow has no desire, no attachment, nothing. 14 tumors, doctor calls and tells him. Then he becomes I can't sleep. Huh?
Because we are attaching ourselves to the body. I feel I am the body. So I am suffering. The minute I transcend that, then there is no suffering.
So all this is this is not just A that's causing suffering. Desire is causing suffering. Ignorance is causing suffering. Many things are causing suffering. So we are still cutting the vegetables to cook the bhaji. What is everything that's causing the suffering? We have to come to the answer. We know what all is causing suffering. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. We need to have clarity. Now, for example, yesterday we spoke. What did we speak? How do Chidanand, what did we speak on ABCD? You remember what was the question, Chidanand? What was the answer? ABCD. What was the question?
No, I don't precisely can recall.
Karma.
Karma,
How
correct.
to transcend karma.
Very good. How to transcend karma? We said first accept
How
the
to transcend
prarabdha karma without protest. Then B, do your best with the agami karma.
Agami karma.
And C, in consciousness surrender and it become ignorant, overcome the ignorance in consciousness, thoughtlessness. And then D, act as the divine instrument. So we said A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So like that, we want to know how to overcome this samsara, which is full of suffering. Rekha Parwani. Samatma, anything more to add, Samatma?
No.
Okay, please stay on and add on to the answer. Rekha Parwani.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham.
Because we think we are everything
Hmm.
and we do karma and then it's a biggest suffering. I want to add this to all the other points.
What do you mean by this?
I mean, because we live in ignorance, we think we are everything.
What do you mean everything? What do you think you are everything means? Ego? I think ego. Only ego suffers?
No, not only ego.
Then?
Like we think we live in this illusion that the world is real. We live.
Yeah.
We think that everything is ours. So we don't realize we're the soul. So, and we make karma.
So all these answers are required to be put together. We have to merge the answers.
Yes.
So we are now waiting for our master, Chidanand. And second inning, Ashok Chotwani, Girish and Rumataji, you're all in the line, okay? Don't go anywhere. Chidanand.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
Suffering is there only because suffering can happen only in duality. The moment duality goes and you are in Satchidanand in consciousness, in singularity, there cannot be suffering.
Explain. Answer is correct. Please explain.
See, to suffer, you require something other. But if you understand that you are only consciousness, in singularity, there is nothing other to make you suffer. Neither your desire nor because of ignorance, when there is actually Advaita, we unnecessarily see Dvaita.
So what you say is correct. I want somebody smart to put this together. Bliko, including you, Bliko and Chidanand. I want you to put this together. And I told you, if you are in consciousness, SIP will put it together for you. For example, there is ignorance. What is this ignorance? What is causing suffering? Who is suffering? Why this world is full of suffering? How can we overcome suffering? All this we need to have it systematic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to have it systematic. A, B, C, D, E, whatever. So we need to have it very systematic.
I can make one more attempt
to
say because of ignorance, what happens is we see duality, because in duality you have avidya, kama, karma. These three knots automatically get superimposed on consciousness. And in the moment you have that anubhuti, the three knots are all seen as an illusion, and there is only oneness. So where is the question of duality?
So what you are saying is correct, but unfortunately you're missing some elements. You are not bringing in the concept of therefore we desire and therefore we are disappointed. You're not bringing in all the elements. We have to have all the elements. You can't ignore the Buddha. You cannot ignore Buddha's cause of suffering. I hope you agree, Chidanand. Can we ignore Buddha's cause of suffering?
No.
So we have to bring the whole thing in the picture. I'm only asking you and everybody, let us please make an attempt to make this. See, every day, we are not wasting 40 minutes on Zoom. 30 to 40 minutes every day we are investing. We must take home a beautiful value. Today, you should be able to be free from suffering. That day we spoke about how to transcend karma. In the previous day, I think we said how to deal with problems, right? We said A, accept without protest. B, do your best. C, surrender in consciousness. We said how to deal with any problem. A, B, C, and then A, B, C, D. So different A, B, C. So I'm saying we want to find out why is this world full of suffering?
Because
basically it is not full of suffering, but we are suffering. But we are suffering. You agree? Anybody in this call says we are not suffering? Anybody? Including Ashok Chotwani. Ashok Chotwani, we are suffering or we are not suffering, Ashok Chotwani? He's got frozen. He's suffering because his Wi-Fi is not working. Ashok Chotwani's Wi-Fi has got stuck. So he's like a statue picture. Okay. So let us try.
We are suffering because of basically because of this ignorance. We see duality, and duality is always inconsistent, and it gives you a wrong apprehension and comprehension about the fact.
But you know what, Chidanand, when we use the term duality, that is again another, that term doesn't define exactly in common terms what. So we have to replace that word, because the word duality is not a common word, correct? So we need to simplify it. Let us get Girish and Rumataji, who's going?
There is no suffering in the world.
Guruji,
world will not give you any suffering.
Hello, can I talk?
As we already
Pushpa,
know.
I'll call you to talk. Pushpa, please wait. I'll call you next. Continue, Girish.
As we already know, we cannot avoid prarabdha karma and its effects.
Correct.
It creates some circumstances which is unfavorable according to us.
Yeah.
By itself, it will not create any suffering. It is the reaction we give without applying ABCD which causes suffering.
So you cannot
making. It is not coming from the world.
No, it's okay. But we cannot now turn around and say the world has no suffering, because that is like googly. So what is the cause? We have to put the cause why we are making this world appear as suffering.
It's our reaction rather than response to the circumstances which create suffering. Pain is converted into suffering. As prarabdha karma, pain will come. We convert it into suffering.
Correct.
Without doing ABCD.
But why?
Because of ignorance.
Why?
Ignorance has not removed. Still there is a wailing power of Maya working. We have not overcome that.
Why?
We are still in darkness. There is no light.
Why?
Because we have not realized what is we are already. We are trying to become something.
What?
We want to become God or sit.
What you want to become God? You are already God now.
Yes, that's what we do not realize.
Correct.
That's why we are in Andhakar.
Correct. Now you have to put it properly in the shrine. We have got Pushpa. Pushpa, you want to say something? Pushpa, please speak.
Hello. Because of karma, that's why we are suffering,
Yes, absolutely. Good answer, Pushpa. Nobody has given the answer up to now what Pushpa is saying. Pushpa is saying, this is because of karma. Good. Karma is also the answer. But Pushpa, you will listen carefully why the karma makes us suffer. You please listen to what people are saying. Karma makes us suffer. But why?
I don't know.
So you listen. So you, Pushpa, please listen to the other people now. Okay? Rumataji, batao. Batai Rumataji.
Guruji, I feel we say we have no desires, but they are hidden. They are so deep rooted, you don't even come to know that you have some desire. As Kabirji has said, Maya mari na man mara mar gaye sharir. Asha Trishna na gayi keh gaye Das Kabir.
Correct. So Rumataji, इसका root problem क्या है?
Guruji, because we are not living as Ru.
Correct. Absolutely correct. That is the first, Girish. This is the first answer, Girish. Girish, we are not living as the Ruh, as the Atma, as the soul, as the spark of life. Therefore, because we are not, okay, let's try to put this together and then you will give me the answer. One, why is this world full of suffering? because we are living as the body, mind, and ego. We are experiencing the triple suffering, pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego. The cause of this triple suffering is because what Chidanand tried to use the word duality, which I'm changing, because we have not realized that we are the divine soul. The soul has no suffering. And like Bliko told, and also Girish, the cause of not realizing is ignorance. And ignorance is because of my, whatever you call, ignorance is, there's no, ignorance is there. Ignorance, we cannot say what is the cause of ignorance. The cause of ignorance is ignorance. I mean, we can overcome ignorance by realization. So if you really see, the world is full of suffering because we are not enlightened that we are the soul. And we are not in consciousness because we are living in this Maya, in this samsara, as a body, mind, and ego, and experience triple suffering. Also because Ashok Chotwani, what he said, because we have desires, we have attachments. Ashok Chotwani, I hope you are there on the call. So all this is coming because who is having desire? Body. Who is having attachment? Mind and ego, whatever. It can be the body, mind, ego is having all. The body, mind, ego is having desire also, attachment also, but the cause is ignorance. The cause is ignorance. The moment now look at the cycle. The moment we overcome ignorance, then we are getting the first point of enlightenment. The moment we get enlightened, we realize we are the soul, we are not the body, mind, ego. When you realize you're not the body, mind, ego, then there's no suffering. And what Pushpa said, when you realize you're not the body, mind, ego, Pushpa, when you said that, that means if you're not the body, mind, ego, then you are the soul. The soul has no karma. The soul doesn't suffer. Very easy, na? So all of you can do from today onwards, no suffering. Come on, now tell me, over, have I given the answer from today onwards, no suffering? Come on, tell me. Is it possible? Samatma, is it possible from today onwards, no suffering? Is it possible? All of you, I've given you a solution. No suffering from today onwards. Is it possible? Tina, tell me, Tina, is it possible? Tell me, Tina, why is it possible or no?
Not possible.
Why not possible, Tina? Why? Why it's not possible?
We are sure to come through different aspects in life right now, because so you are bound to get into negativity.
No, we are not able to we are not able to overcome ignorance. We are not able to overcome ignorance that this world is a show. We are actors, we come and we go. This is a leela. All this is ignorance. The moment there is enlightenment, enlightenment tells us we are not the body, mind, ego that suffers pain, misery, and agony. But the moment we are the soul reaches the state of Satchitanand. And there's no duality because the soul becomes one with Sip. The word duality, we are living, the soul is Sip. The moment you realize, okay, मैं तो ये तन मन ना हूं ना मैं अहंकार, सच में तो मैं आत्मा हूं. The moment you realize this, then there is suffering. But we don't realize. We don't realize. We know. We all know. Today I have told you, you say, yes, I know. But you still suffer. Why? Chidanand, have you missed a point? Please come on, Chidanand.
I just wanted to answer why we suffer. Yeah. That's because we don't make that effort of ABCD. Because we just know it. But when actually the prarabdha strikes you, you don't know that, and that training is not there. That sadhana is not there. That moksha, that magic is missing.
But why this ABCD answer? We know the ABCD answer.
Yes.
Why we don't do? Why don't use it?
Because we don't apply.
Why?
We are not using our intellect.
Why?
We are the slaves of the mind.
Why?
We don't realize.
Why?
We have to realize because if we don't practice like
because we don't cling. We don't cling. It's like we are rowing the whole thing, but you are not removing that knot with samsara.
Correct. Why?
Ignorance.
Ignorance, correct. Ignorance. We are sinking in ignorance. We are sinking.
But
My dear
Guruji,
friends, we are sinking.
But we all know ignorance now. That
No,
it is because of ignorance we know, but why we are not making efforts to remove it? We know there is misapprehension, there is non-comprehension. We know the ignorance is making us suffer. But still we love suffering.
Because we are caught in thought.
Yes.
We are caught in thought. We are not able to get out of this thought. Because we are not
Though we know we are caught in thought, we have to apply ABCD. We don't apply. We don't practice.
Correct. But we are not able to apply because we are paralyzed. We are stuck.
Actually,
are you telling me you have not experienced that you are caught in thought? That
we are stuck. No, sir. It's because like the donkey thinks that he's tied, but actually there was only a motion of tying. he has to apply his intellect and see, there is no real rope tying me.
But we are not able to apply. No, Chidanand, we are not able to apply.
That's because we are not using our intellect.
Why?
And neither asking questions, neither getting the guidance. The guidance, though available, we don't want to ask questions.
So what is
we just only want to know.
So what is the answer? Bliko.
Sadhana Chatushtaya is the only answer.
By knowing, we know, but when we realize we know that the main culprit is mind. When we flip from mind to consciousness, the ignorance automatically will dispel, and you see the reality.
And what stops us? Because
what you say what's stopping us.
No, that's what you say.
Because mind is stopping us. We are not in consciousness. That is a problem. We are tend to affect by sansar, and we come into the mind status instead of having in consciousness. If we are in consciousness, the knowledge, science, intellect works, and you know ignorance is the reason. So your ignorance will not come in your way. What is the other?
No, we don't want to live like a yogi. We know all this, but we don't want to live like a yogi.
No, we want to, but we are not able to.
Because we are not trained. It's like an elephant. Intellect is accepting everything. But the body, mind, ego is still not trained.
If training was the only problem, then all the institutions would be training enlightened souls. No,
that's why we had Gurukul, and where the training was given. I believe in those Gurukuls, the Guru used to see that the disciple is trained.
But the disciples are not, set him free. But disciples are not enlightened. Very few are enlightened. All are not enlightened.
Yeah, because they are falling short of their effort.
Why? So hold on. Before we lose what Girish, I'm coming to you next, Girish. So we are saying this world is full of suffering because of ignorance that stops E. E is enlightenment, that we are the S. Correct? So IES, eyes. So the answer of this is eyes. IES. Ignorance doesn't let us have enlightenment, and therefore because we are not the soul, because we are not able to live as the soul, we suffer. But the solution, you all know the solution. Girish, you know the solution, Girish? The solution all of you know.
You have to live in consciousness.
Take the world as Satya.
Huh?
We do not take the world as Mithya. That is the one point.
Correct. That is ignorance. But yes. What is the solution?
Solution is being in consciousness and do ABCD. Again ABCD.
Anybody? What is the solution? What you say is correct.
Removal of ignorance.
Huh?
Removal of ignorance. Removal of avidya.
How to remove ignorance? You cannot take away the darkness from a room with a broom.
Bringing light, knowledge, and realizing.
How to go inside and light a light? How?
Sir, to remove ignorance, we should be a deep yearning for SIP.
Beautiful. But that is incomplete answer. But it is the right answer.
So light can be lit by earlier light only. Only if there is one candle, then I can lit the other candle. So the guidance of the Guru, if it is not seeked and you want to have self-knowledge by reading the books, and then that ego, pride, everything is not struck down by the learned Guru one by one, and then
So all of you are giving answers in bits and pieces. We have to put the answer together. So I'm saying this world is full of suffering because of eyes. Ignorance, stopping enlightenment, that we are the soul. If we realize we are the soul and we are enlightened and there is no ignorance, I'm not the body, mind, ego, then there is no suffering. World is Maya, world is Leela. There is no suffering. But the world, there is suffering. Because the ignorance is deep-rooted and there is no enlightenment. And although we all keep on talking, I am Atmatray. Atmatray, you say you are Atmatray, but you have to live as the soul. So therefore, it is not easy to live as the soul. I may say I am AiR. I may be Atma in Ravi, but I have to live as Atma in Ravi. Now, if I am living as a... So the solution for IES, the cause of suffering, why this world is full of suffering? IES. There is ignorance that stops enlightenment, that we are the soul. If we, the moment we overcome ignorance and we are enlightened, we are soul, we are not BME, the body, mind, and ego, there is no suffering. Because suffering only, who experiences suffering?
Body, mind, and ego.
Finished. If you are not body, mind, ego, then who suffers?
Nobody.
Anybody wants to question me on this point? Chidanand, you agree who suffers? Body, mind, ego. Ru Mataji, Bliko, anybody disagrees? Who suffers? Body, mind, ego. Anybody disagrees?
No.
The apparent individual suffers.
That is what, Girish. What is individual, Girish? It is BME, no, Girish.
Yes.
The moment you realize you are Atma in Girish, there is no suffering. So the cause is IES, ignorance that stops realization that you are the soul. The solution is what? And you all know the answer.
Live as yogi.
Correct. But that will not be the full solution.
I am SIP. Is the
all of you gave the answer in pieces. What is the solution to overcome suffering?
Enlightenment.
What is how to get enlightenment?
Live in consciousness.
How? Hello.
Yeah.
See, Atmatray, don't just say live in consciousness. Give me the answer from your consciousness. Go, all of you, shut your mind. All of you for a moment. Shut your mind. Don't have thought. Go into consciousness. Pick out the answer.
I am not the one who suffers.
That is what you need to find out. How will you find out? Go back to consciousness. Pick the answer.
In surrender.
Go back into your consciousness. Pick the answer.
Still the mind.
Go back into consciousness. Pick the answer.
I am divine soul.
Correct. Incomplete. How to overcome this? How to overcome ignorance and be enlightened that I am the soul? I already gave you all the answer long back.
Mukti Pana.
The answer you already know. The answer already know.
I'm not BME. I am.
Atmata, we cannot hear you.
I am not BME. I am soul.
Correct. How do you reach that point?
It is very simple, sir. Only realization required.
How do you do it?
Be a witness to all the drama.
How do you do it?
By realizing everything is Maya.
How do you do it?
अप्रोक्ष अनुभूति हो जाती है.
कैसे होगी? Okay,
not the doership.
When we see SIP and all.
How? This is why you need consciousness. The answer is magic. The answer is magic.
Magic, yes.
And you all told the answer. You already told Mumukshutva. You already told you have to ask questions. You already told grace of God and guidance of Guru.
Yes.
You already told we have to overcome ignorance. You already told we have to be in consciousness. You all told the answer, right or wrong? Why you did not tell magic?
I use the word magic in the passing, and not in bold. This thing.
No, but what is magic? Is not magic the solution for enlightenment?
That's the only solution.
Is the magic when we talked of magic last time? What is magic? What is magic? Is the way for enlightenment? Am I right?
Yes, that's the only way.
So if you want,
Pirlu will automatically lead you to magic, and then
Pirlu is unification. Don't confuse. Pirlu is how to have God realization.
Yes.
To overcome suffering, if you want to overcome ignorance and be enlightened that you're the soul, you need mumukshutva. You need the desire for liberation. You need to ask questions. You keep on asking, ask. You need the grace of the divine and the guidance of the Guru. You need to knock out ignorance. And you can knock out ignorance by being in consciousness. Unless you are in consciousness, it's difficult to keep on flipping from mind to consciousness. Of course, you have to flip from mind to consciousness. And to be in consciousness, you need mumukshutva. And you need grace and guidance. And you need to keep on asking. And you need to be in consciousness. Then you will overcome ignorance. So, my dear friends, to close the session today, do you want to overcome suffering? Who suffers? The body, mind, and ego. The soul doesn't suffer. We are suffering because we are not enlightened. We are not enlightened because of ignorance. We are caught in ignorance because there is no magic. If there is magic, if there is deep yearning for the divine, asking questions, grace and guidance, the ignorance will be knocked off and we will be in a state of consciousness. We will realize that I am not the one who suffers. I am the divine soul. It is easier said than done. It is very easy for me to tell you this is a Maya, this is a Leela. But only the enlightened one can live in that consciousness. Tomorrow, we will see you at 7:30. With folded hands, I bow down to you.